Fundraiser. Natalie? Wait, is this thing? Okay, so just so you guys know, I love Veronica this much that I never get on the stage for the sesh, but she just pulled me up on here, was like, get up on here, so. When I met Veronica last year, I was going through a really bad breakup, and I went through the craziest depression that I still go through today, and she's helped me. Natalie, get up, do your thing, don't stop writing, you know. It's crazy that we both went to the same high school and never knew each other, but that's how I know like this friendship was like, it was meant to happen, because she's helped me become who I am today. Like, I don't know if, maybe not many people know this, but there's a little Instagram and blog going around called Red Lipstick and Hip Hop. That's me. Red Lipstick and Hip Hop, the whole movement with that was women don't have the proper voice in hip hop. I'm a big hip hop advocate. You know, I grew up listening to Nas and Jay-Z and all that other real stuff, not the stuff that's playing on the radio today. Everyone who knows me knows that. So I made it a trademark. Red Lipstick and Hip Hop is for the women. We're gonna be heard, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but we're gonna be heard. And if I have to do it on my own, then I'm gonna do it on my own. I don't care. So, thank you guys. So if you were here for the session in November, you're gonna remember the first piece that I did. And here it goes. You know, for a crippled girl, you're really pretty. Not just because you're crippled, but if you weren't, you'd be prettier. On top of that, you're talented, smart, funny. I like you. Unfortunately, we can only be friends. No, trust me, I like you. It's just, yeah. You're afraid of what your friends will think of the woman you're dating because they'll be in this relationship too. No, I get it. It's totally cool. How you let your friends micromanage every single aspect of your life as if they were your parents. I feel as if I should apologize for wasting my time thinking you'd be different, but that's over 15 apologies I'd have to write, and I'm not up for that. Sorry. My friends say I'm still young and I shouldn't be running a race to hold hands with love at the end, but they don't get it. This is something that will live with me forever. The way I walk should not be a justification for people to decide how they treat me. Somehow it is. Too many of you have smiled in my face, turned around and paced the knife so smoothly through my back. I've seen it. But you men, man, you've got to do better. Didn't your mothers raise you to have respect for other women? Yes, I am a woman whose heart has spilled into paper countless times trying to get you to love me. That's when I realized the only man capable of reciprocating what I feel is my old friend, hip hop. He's picked me up off the ground more times than I can say it for a few of you, reminding me that I can be what I want to be without your petty stamps of approval. I'm so sick of all the fabricated, recycled, generic excuses. However, I do thank you all for serving as my best muses. That's the first one. I have a couple for you guys tonight, so bear with me. This is actually a new one that I wrote. No one's heard it yet, so I'm actually excited that I get to perform it here. It has to do with a lot of the situations that have been going on lately, you know, with the whole NYPD and the cops everywhere, so. In the future, the first words I will teach my son are going to be, don't shoot. He might be as light as his mother with eyes as green as the trees and the sidewalks, but his aura will scream Latino. The second target to a bullet by a so-called cop. A person who was supposedly trained to serve and protect is slowly becoming the monsters under our bed. The boogeyman, the new age Freddy Krueger. My son will learn how to protect himself from the angry men his father and I warned him about by putting his hands up. My daughter will have to grieve because her brother was shot anyway. I will teach her the words, don't die, I need you. Without my brother, I can't breathe. Some might say I'm being a bit paranoid, but I'm just preparing myself. No, I'm just trying to protect myself. Trying to protect my children. Trying to protect my children. Trying to protect my children. Trying to teach my children how to blend in with everyone else. To wear camouflage sweaters on their way home from school so that their ethnicity doesn't drip from their clothing. Some of you might think I'm being a bit paranoid, but I'm just preparing myself for the loss of my son. Because no matter how many times he swears he'll be fine, there's a chance I will someday get that phone call. And now on to a couple of my favorites. Whenever people ask where I'm from, I proudly say, I'm Dominican. Then they all look at me like I'm wearing some Medusa-inspired headpiece. Why is it so hard to believe that my family roots grow from Dominican trees where the food is amazing and the culture is eye-opening? Oh, that's right. My skin is too pale and my eyes are almost green. My hair isn't as nappy as the other girls are used to seeing. My point is never proven until I open my mouth to speak and Dominican lingo escapes from my lips. Dímelo. That's when the mouth wide open looks turn into nods of approval, or even on the dance floor when my hips move to the sounds of Anthony Santos, YVSC, and of course, El Torito. History has taught us that if you're Dominican, your skin has to be the color of the café con leche you drank in the morning, and your eyes as brown as the tree trunks that serenade the streets of the campo your mother grew up in. Next time someone remarks the color of my skin, I will proudly boast that yes, I'm in fact Dominican. I'll tell them I'm white because God drew me this way. I wanted people to think of the beach whenever they looked at me. Skin is pale as the sand that burns your feet, and eyes the color of the sun as they swim over the water. Okay. These next two actually go together, so I'm gonna do them back to back. There will be days where I'll speak your name metaphorically and make it sound like poetry. I'll be Da Vinci, you will serve as my Mona Lisa. With the use of my words and your beauty, I'll paint the prettiest picture. I'll read you out loud and have people think of you as my favorite book. At night, I'll hold you close until your soul finds mine and we become one. Your only job is to make sure I stay sane and keep my feet on the ground. Because I'm known notoriously for leaving when things get good, but something about you makes me want to stay and see how far we'll go. I'm not saying this will be a walk in the park because I'm not built from trees and flowers, but I do want this thing to just be ours. See, baby, I'm sure I could spend hours trying to fit your name into a stereotypical breakup poem, but I try my best to stay away from those. Just once I want to write something that'll make people scream with pleasure and snap their fingers with excitement, just like your voice does. That's that. And then part two. Whenever my ears are given a backstage pass to your laugh, my heart rate increases and my guard collapses. Something similar to the World Trade Center. I wouldn't trade you for the world. I had never been so sure of anything except for my name, which I tend to forget once you walk into the room. For a poet who knows so many words, your presence contradicts my character. You have me stuttering, biting the insides of my cheeks, tripping over the sentences stuck in my teeth. My pencil can't find the proper metaphor to describe what you've done, and your eyes are my favorite similes, giving me butterflies learning how to two-step whenever they pierce into me. You beelined your way into my brain and I found permanent residence despite not asking for consent. Not that I mind, of course, because a writer can only dream of being appalled by such an amazing sight of a human. A muse I know won't leave no matter how many times I write of the men before him, and will push me to my limits and beyond when I run out of any further inspiration. It took this many poems to see the writing in plain sight, but I see it as perfect timing. A poet who has no muse to begin with has no business writing. That's that. And two more. This one that I'm going to do now was actually featured on a mixtape that was put together in New York by a couple of friends of mine, and they asked me, hey Natalie, can you lend our voice to your tape? And I was like, of course. So here goes. I know it's summertime in NYC, but your voice sounded like mid-December. It must have been the liquor on your breath, because when you spoke, all I heard were the truths that were afraid of being pulled from your teeth. In one hand, you held the phone to your ear. The other, ripping the neck of the clear bottle of vodka you hid in the brown paper bag. My ears witnessed you kissed her as you dug your nails into her deeper, and you came up for air and said, baby, I miss you. I'm not sure if you were speaking to me or the bottle, but the words sounded like a broken record. You promised you'd be home this week, and there's still no sign of you. By home, you probably meant sitting on a milk crate on the avenue with a few bottles at your feet, acting as your audience, watching you count your list of misfortunes. Next time you held your corner show, your phone secretly tuned me in. That was the day I found out you didn't care when and if you would get to see me again. My last one. For years, I've been asking myself the question to which Nas answered, it was written. He failed to mention where exactly. Was it in the stars, the skies, the moon, your skin? 4 places I've never been to. Not out of fear, you just never trusted me enough to grant me access. Or maybe you just didn't believe in me. I may have a way with the words, but they mean nothing if I can't use them as the keys that will unlock what you call your heart. I've traveled plenty of roads in search of where it was written, but I'm having trouble finding it. Then again, I'm not surprised. Leave it to a man to leave me with words I can't do much with but toss and turn, trying to look for the answers in between my bed sheets. Bed sheets, the one place you never came to. Probably the only part of me you never touched. Figuratively, you reach places in me I forgot existed. Literally, you might have ruined them for everyone else. I may be a poet with my words, but you were an artist with your hands. You created a masterpiece with each touch, and you were the only way to ruin me. I'm allergic to sweet nothings, so you fed them to me willingly, so that nobody could put out the fire you fought so hard to write within me. And that's that. But before I go, one of my very, very best friends is sitting in the crowd right now, and he's been supporting my writing since day one, and he's finally here watching me perform for the very first time. Dave, can you stand up for a second? Give that guy a round of applause right there. I love you. All right, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night.